You do not need another AI course, and I know that is probably not what you expect someone on YouTube to tell you because every time you open your phone, somebody's selling the ultimate AI course that is finally going to help you catch up. But if you are like me, who is starting over in a career, you have a real experience, and AI still makes you feel like you missed some secret class everyone else took. I need you to hear this. You are not behind because you are not capable. You are overwhelmed because people teaching AI like it is like a subject in school. Learn the tools, memorize the prompts, watch 40 hours of tutorial, figure out what an API is, and then maybe you can use it. Honestly, that was me. I had courses saved, videos I swore I was going to watch, so many tabs. I couldn't even remember what I was looking for at that time because I don't know, I was trying to catch up, right? And meanwhile, I was watching people online build things and thinking, that is amazing. But I am absolutely not that person. I did not know how to code, I was not technical. I came from sales and I knew how to talk to people, how to understand why someone says yes or no, and how much money businesses lose when leads get ignored. That was it. What changed for me was not finally becoming an AI expert. I was realizing I could take a real problem I already understood, explain it in plain English, and let AI help me build the solution. So before you spend another dollar trying to catch up, watch this because I am going to show you the simplest way to start using AI. No coding, no confusing tools, and no pretending that you are technical. You do not need to learn AI like it is a subject in school. You need to learn it to solve one problem in your life today. So, hi, I'm Mervik. I do growth marketing, I freelance, I'm a high level specialist. This channel is practical AI for regular people like you and I. I'm sure you're tired of feeling like this whole AI thing was built for somebody else and not us, right? Stay to the end because I'm going to show you the framework I use to turn a messy everyday problem into something AI can actually help you build. And starts with one shift. You are not here to learn every tool, you are here to get useful. Here's what I think is really happening. So there's this thing that happens when you start feeling behind with AI. You see someone say they made an app in a weekend, somebody else is using 5 tools you never heard of. Then an ad shows up promising that if you just buy this course, you will finally understand it. And suddenly you're thinking, maybe I need to catch up before I can even start. I get it. I bought courses, I've saved videos, I've had 17 tabs open, watching people explain what they build instead of building anything myself. But I want to tell you something before you spend another dollar on another AI course. You might not need more information. You might need one real problem to solve. Because the reason AI feels so overwhelming is that most people are trying to learn all of it before they use any to understand every tool. You do not need to learn how to code. You do not need to become somebody that would have to learn it in 12 weeks. You don't need a university degree for this. You just need one problem that you want solved. That's it. So, hi, I'm Mirvik. I do growth marketing and freelance. I'm a go high level specialist. This channel is practical AI for regular people, especially if you are like me, starting over in our career, you're over 40, and maybe you're tired of feeling like this whole AI thing was built for somebody else. So, stay to the end because I'm going to show you the simplest framework I use to turn a messy problem into something AI can actually help me build without pretending that I am technical. And if you've been sitting here thinking, I know I should be using AI, but I do not know how to even begin, so this is for you. Feel behind because they're being taught in AI in the wrong order. They start with the tools ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Zapier, agents, APIs, automations, prompts, coding, custom GPTs, and it's like being dropped into a cockpit of a plane and being told good luck. Learn the buttons. Of course, you feel overwhelmed, but think about what your actual life is like. You don't wake up saying, I wonder what AI tools I can learn today. You wake up with problems. You have too many emails. You have a client who has not responded. You have a meeting you need to turn into action steps. You have a messy spreadsheet. You keep losing leads. You want to start a YouTube channel, but editing feels impossible. You know you have experience that could make money online, but you cannot figure out how to package it. That is where AI starts. Not with a course, not with a tool, with a problem you already have. And this is the framework I want you to remember. Problem first, plain English. Second, AI build third. Because if something frustrates you repeatedly, there is usually a process hiding inside it. And if there is a process, AI can often make it easier. So here's a normal example. Let's say you're an office manager, an assistant, a real estate agent, a coach, or somebody who just keeps everyone organized. Every week you sit through meetings, you take notes, you try to remember who said they would do what. Then 3 days later, people are asking, wait, what did you decide? What did we decide? That is a problem. Happens all the time. Most people would say, I need to learn AI meeting tools. No, You don't need to start there. You open ChatGPT and you tell it in regular human language, I have meetings where decisions and next steps get lost. I need a simple system that turns a meeting transcript into a summary, a task list, deadlines, and a follow up email. I am not technical. Give me the simplest process I can follow. That is a good prompt because it starts with the outcome. Then ChatGPT can help you think through the process. It can give you the steps, it can help you write the templates, it can even help you to create a detailed command for another AI tool like Claude to build the more complex version. And this is the part that changed everything for me. You do not have to know how to build a complicated thing. You have to know how to describe the thing that you need. That is very different than figuring it out yourself. For most of my life, I was in sales. I did not know how to code. I wasn't sitting around thinking software architecture or building apps, but I knew people. I knew what happened when a lead came in and nobody followed up fast enough. I knew what it looked like when a business had a great service, but no system. I knew how many opportunities got lost because everyone was busy and nobody owned the next step. When I started learning Go High Level and marketing automation, I did not become a different person. I stacked a new capability on top of problems I already understood. That is what I want you to do. Not become an AI expert overnight or ever. Become more capable at solving problem you already understand, because here's the truth: the people who win with AI are not always the most technical people. They're often the people who understand the business, the customer, the workflow, or the pain point better than anyone else. AI can help them build the solution faster. So let's make this extremely simple. I want you to choose one of these three categories. The first one is something taking too much of your time. Maybe you spend hours writing emails. Maybe you make the same reports every week. Maybe you answer the same customer questions all day. Maybe you have notes everywhere and cannot keep track of what matters. The second category is something that keeps falling through the cracks. Leads not being followed up with, missed calls, tasks after meetings, clients who are waiting, invoices, content ideas, appointments, your own family schedule. And the third category is something you want to create but you do not know how to build. Maybe you want a simple website, a tracker, a quiz, a dashboard, a lead magnet, a client intake process, a small app, a custom AI assistant that helps you do your job. So you just want to pick one, not seven, just one. And before you buy another AI course, try this. I love using ChatGPT. So open ChatGPT and type, I am not technical, but I want to solve this problem. Describe the problem. Ask me the questions you need to understand and the simplest possible plan to solve it with AI. Explain every step like I am a beginner. Now, ChatGPT is not, the magic is that you are finally getting clear and understanding how to prompts, because most of us are vague when we think about AI. We say things like, I want to use AI to make money. Okay, but doing what? Or I want AI to help my business. Okay, but with which problem? Or I want to automate things. Okay, but what is happening now? What should happen instead? The more clearly you can describe the before and after, the more useful AI becomes. So here's a little example. Maybe bad prompt, make me an automation. That gives AI almost nothing to work with. So a better prompt would be, run a local service business. What a new lead fills out my form. I need them to receive a text within 1 minute. Get a follow up email, be invited to book an appointment, and be reminded if they do not book. I want this to feel personal, not robotic. Help me map out the workflow first. Now you have something, right? Now ChatGPT can map it. It can write the messages. It can point out what information you need. And if you are using platform like Go High Level or Zapier or other platform, it can create the exact instructions that you can follow. And if it becomes more complex than you want to do yourself, you can take that clarity and say, turn this into a detailed brief for Claude, include the outcome, user flow, pages, fields, automations, and simple acceptance criteria. Do not assume I know how to code. Then Claude has a clear assignment. This is the move I wish more people understood. You can use ChatGPT as the translator. You tell it your messy, normal human problem. It turns that into a clear plan. Then you can use another AI tool to help build the technical parts. You are the director. You don't need to be the person laying every single brick. And I know what some of you are thinking, but what if I still don't understand it? Good, that is exactly what you should say. Tell AI, explain that again without technical words, or Give me one step at a time. Do not give me step two until I tell you I finished step one. Or assume I have never used this tool. Tell me exactly where to click. That is not cheating. This is how you use the technology. You would not feel embarrassed asking somebody to explain directions when you are driving somewhere you have never been. So, why do we act like we should already know how to use every new tool? You don't. And honestly, you don't need to. I don't. The goal is not to collect knowledge. The goal is to create an outcome as fast as possible, right? I want to give you three examples of what this could look like in real life. Let's say you work in customer service. You have years of experience dealing with people when they are upset, confused, impatient, or about to leave. You understand the questions people ask, you understand what calms them down, you understand what a good response sounds like. That explains that experience is valuable. You could ask AI to help you create a customer response library for a business, the 20 most common questions, the ideal responses, the escalation process, and the tone guidelines. You do not need to be a programmer to do that. You understand a problem, AI helps you organize and build the solution. Let's say you work in sales. You know what happens when leads go cold. You know common objections. You know the most people need follow up, not one message and goodbye. You could use AI to create a lead follow up system, email templates, text messages, call scripts, objection responses, and a simple tracker that is useful to businesses. Let's say you are an AI assistant, an operations person, a teacher, a mom who runs a household like a small company, or the person who always keeps things moving. You understand organization, you understand reminders, you understand what gets missed when there is no system. You could use AI to build an intake process, a task tracker, a meeting follow-up, workflow, a family command center, or a client onboarding checklist. Again, you are not starting from zero. You are bringing the understanding. AI helps you turn that understanding into something more usable. And this is why I want you to be careful with courses. I'm not anti course. A good course can absolutely save you a ton of time. You buying courses becomes a trap when you're using them to avoid choosing a problem. Because then you end up with a folder full of information and no evidence that you can use any of it. You don't need another course that teaches you 50 AI tools. You only need to have one that gives you a small win. So, one thing you build, one task you make easier, one workflow that saves time, one problem where you look at the result and think, wait, I made this different. It is not borrowed confidence from somebody on YouTube telling you. It is proof, and proof changes how you see yourself. The first time you use AI to clean up a process at work, organize something that used to take you hours, create a real asset, or help a business solve a problem, you stop feeling like you are behind because you are no longer watching AI happen to other people. You're using it, you're experiencing it. So here's your assignment before you buy your next course. Write down one frustrating thing you deal with every single week. Then ask ChatGPT these four questions. Number one, what is the real problem here? Number two, what would a better version of this process look like? Number three, what information would I need to create that? And number four, what is the simplest AI assisted way to build it? Then do the first step. Not the whole thing, just the first step. Maybe that is dumping your messy notes into ChatGPT. Maybe it is creating the first version of a template. Maybe it is asking AI to create a detailed build brief for Claude. Maybe it is testing one follow up message. You need to become a person who can solve one problem better than you could last week. And that is how you stop feeling behind. Not by trying to catch up to everything, but by getting useful, like today. If this video helped you breathe a little because you thought you had to become technical because you could use AI, then subscribe. I'm going to keep showing you practical ways to use AI to become more valuable at work, create more income options, and build things you thought you never needed a developer for. And if you are sitting there wondering, okay, but what problem could I solve? What skill should I actually learn? What could I do remotely on the side without quitting my job and still make extra money? That is exactly why I built Porcupine. Porcupine starts with experience you already have and helps you find one valuable skill you can stack on top of it, one that businesses could actually pay you for online. It is free while I build it with the first 100 people. Comment Porcupine below if you want access. I'm so glad that you're here, and I see you on the next one.